All right, let's make a what I like to call a font bot. And you've probably looked at some of the samples online. If you haven't yet, go take a look. I have linked to some Google images for you to take a look at. And we're going to be making one of these, a font bot. You're going to be picking a typeface. I have a selection of typefaces on the site. But this is one that I started, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a new one. So let's just start out by going to File, New, and we are going to make sure that it's vertical and letter size. I'm going to say OK. And then the best way to do this is what we're doing is we're using letter forms. We're going to be making a robot type image from that. But the big part of this is getting used to just moving around with typography, rotating. Some of the skills you'll be doing is zooming in, zooming out, learning about outlining type, and also we'll be reflecting and doing some different transforms. So let me go ahead and I'm going to grab my type tool and I'm going to make a new letter. I was using the typeface of what was I using? It was trans. So black oak. Yeah, that's what it was. So we're gonna make. I started out with a P. Um, I can go up here to this selection tool, and I can hover over a corner. And if I hold down Shift, I can scale it. I'm holding down Shift with my left hand, and with my right hand, I'm scaling up this P. Um, from there, I'm going to be building half of my image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as part of the head. And here's kind of a fun trick that you can use when you're doing this is I like to go to Type and go to this thing called glyphs, and glyphs will open up a window that shows you all of the characters that are available in this typeface. So I'm going to be playing on this right side of the robot, and I'm going to make a new uh, I'll make a new type selection, and then I'm going to look for something for an eyeball. I'll double click on that, and then if I hold down Command, if you have a PC, you can hold down Control. It turns your cursor from the type tool into, see, I'm still in my type tool, but what it allows me to do by holding down Command or Control, it turns into an arrow that I can select and I can move things around with. So I'm going to try another, I'm going to do another thing. I'm going to make an eyebrow here, so I'm going to have some fun with that. So I'm going to go in and look for something that can be an eyebrow, and I'll use one of these parens. Okay, and again, watch, I'm just with my left hand holding down Command and then Shift. I'm going to scale this up, make my eyebrow. I can I can drag this up here, and when I hover over the corner, it allows me to rotate this. So I'll just kind of make a couple more moves here, just so you kind of get the idea. I'm gonna just have some fun with a exclamation mark, and I have to double click it. Just remember that first thing you do is you you make your you with your text tool, you click on the page, and then you can input the type by double clicking over here on the glyphs, and then I'm holding down Control or Command. That gives me these handles on the outside of my type, so I can kind of have some just kind of experiment. A lot of this is experimentation, so I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to come in and I'll just try a Z this time. Say Z, and again, scale this up. And this time I'm going to rotate this and make sort of maybe a potential shoulder or something like that. And again, just drag it to where I want it to be. And then you'll see that I'm just making this right side. We can have some fun. I'm going to select all of the objects here, all the type, and again, a right click, transform. You probably remember this from the previous project. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to do it on the vertical axis and copy. and then I can drag it to the left, and I can start to form this whatever robot head that I'm doing. Again, this is a lot of experimentation. I want to see detail. I want to see you have some fun. I'm going to grab this mustache. I'm going to zoom in, rotate this. I'm going to scale it, make this sort of funky mustachy thing. All right, so we end up with this this FontBot. Okay. Now, one thing I'm going to talk about right now is I'm going to um, I'm going to want to show you how to do layers. So I'm going to add a new layer to this, and so I'm going to come over here. I have my layers. If you don't see your layers palette, you can go up to Window, go to Layers. I see it's checked here. I have it open. When I go to Layers, over here, I like to create a new layer. And on that layer, I'm going to make a box. Let me close the glyphs down. I'm going to make a box to put color into. I'm going to start in this upper corner, and I'm going to go down to my lower right corner. And I have this now full page. It's black because that's the last color I had used. And I'm going to pick a color, like a medium range color. Kind of shocking, maybe a little too shocking. Let me go to something like more mellow. Then I'm going to go to this, since I made a new layer, it went to the top, so you can see layer 2 is on the top. I'm going to drag layer 2 below layer 1, and this is the most important thing. I'm going to lock it. So now when it's locked, when I go back to play with my type tools, you can see that I'm able to select those, and I'm not selecting the back. I can click back here and it's not selecting it. You'll also notice that when I select one of these type forms, you can see that you get this framework around it. Sometimes that framework can get in the way. So a fun thing to do is you can come in here, select it, and you can take your type and you can create outlines, and that becomes separate objects. And then you can also, this looks nice, is I want to see a colored background, and I want to see white letter forms to make your robot. The other thing I want to see up here is I'm going to say, I'm going to put the typeface that I used, black oak standard. Okay. And I'm just going to put that somewhere along. I can even rotate it. I'll make it so it's maybe a little bit off to the side here. You can see in some of the samples that on Google that there's been this sense of incorporating the title of the typeface into the FontBot. This is something I want to see experimentation. I want to see creativity, and so have some fun. Pick one of those typefaces that I've included in the link on Canvas. And if you don't have one, pick a typeface that's close to one of those. Have fun with this, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with.